Hello, friends. Welcome to Grit and Good News. It's Scott and Sammy today. It's noon here in Waxahachie, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Grit and Good News. We do it every Tuesday and Thursday. You already know that by now, but I must say it from our new folks. From noon to 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, you can watch this show live, or if you don't have time to do it live, or it's not good for your schedule, you can watch it later on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Waxahachie Sun's website. Uh, Twitch.
Twitch, yeah.
So you can watch it in a number of places. You can also go to Substack.com, search Grit and Good News. You'll find us there. We package all of our content, including the show, but the rest of the content you have likely not seen or read. So a bunch of content is there for $5 a month, which isn't much. You can subscribe and get an email delivered to you every Friday, Monday and Friday mornings that have all of our content. We're not trying to, hey, Terry, welcome, bud. We're not here to try to impress you with anything that we might think or say. We don't try to use big words and be fancy and something we're not. We're just two, in this case, we're two guys, a dad and his son, that want to share with you things that are important to us and then see what you think about them. Maybe you haven't heard about them, maybe you have, but we like to talk about a lot of different things and we like to talk about it in a spirited way. And we also like to have fun. So thank you for being here. And if you have anything to say, feel free to comment. We can read it right here on our little monitors and we'll respond to you. We always start, this is our 152nd uh,
Oh, I forgot somebody. But keep going.
podcast episode. And we always start our show by having Sammy go out into the world to find athletes across the four major sports that wear the number of the last two digits of our episode. That was easy to do when we were less than 100, but now that we're 100, over 100, we nobody wore 152 that I know of. So we choose the 52 and say, all right, Sammy, who wore it? And he always starts with the NFL. So number 52 in the NFL, we obviously know it's going to be that moron uh, Lewis, Ray
Moron.
Lewis.
Say that to his
You know,
face. I triple dog
you
dare
weren't
you.
even born when they won the world, not the Super Bowl. He was charged with murder. I don't
He
know if you know
was?
that.
I have no
If you
idea.
go back and look and search it in Google, he was at a press conference and he had on a white, is like dressed like a pimp. He had on a white fuzzy big old hat, white fuzzy fur coat. He was a thug back
He,
in the
but
day.
he, so it got dropped or something,
I
right?
don't, yeah, he didn't get it. I think it got dropped or he paid somebody off. I don't know, but I can't remember. But he didn't go to prison or anything.
Yeah.
But
Well,
he wasn't the upstanding guy you see
well,
now.
I never say he was upstanding, but I remember playing Madden '08. He'd be on the loading screen and
He
I
was
mean, he is
vicious.
a
Yeah.
beast. But yeah.
So number 52, we know that of Ray Lewis, but what are the other ones?
Um, the one I forgot, I'll say at the end, but we got Mike Webster, center for the
Or
Steelers.
Mike Webster ended up dying of CTE.
Yeah.
He kind of went crazy.
That's what happens to a lot of NFL
Yes.
players.
Yeah, particularly linemen.
Yeah. So Mike Webster, we got Patrick Willis, 49ers. Don't know
Okay.
if you know
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Dave Edwards, Cowboys, 60s and 70s. I'm
Yeah.
guessing he was a linebacker of
He
some
might,
sort.
yeah,
And
I'm
then
sure.
the
Or
Green,
lineman,
yeah,
offensive lineman.
yeah, something like that. And then the Green Bay Packers, um, guy.
That narrows it down to about a
No,
thousand
the guy
players.
who flexed, who had the big linebacker, who had the big muscles. Number
Are you talking about
52.
Tony Mandarich?
No. Clay Matthews.
Yeah,
Clay
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Matthews.
I think his daddy, there's a whole bunch of them, sons, and
Oh
their
yeah.
dad played. I think most of them wore number 52.
Yeah, he was. I remember him
Yeah,
on the always
he looked
flexing on
like
the.
your Thor guy in
Yeah,
the Norway. All
yeah.
right, is that it for football?
That's it for football.
All right,
I
what's up?
only have
Baseball?
no basketball. Only have two.
52. Who wears
Yeah,
52?
I don't know. Buck Williams wore it. He was the rookie of the year in 1982, and I think, and then Jamal Wilkes
Yeah,
wore it,
Jamal Wilkes played for the Lakers.
and the Warriors.
Yeah,
I don't know which one he wore it for, so
I think the both. Well,
might be
that's a
both.
good question.
Um,
All right, who
but
else?
MLB.
Well,
That's it.
MLB.
That's it for NBA.
I mean, I know Randy Johnson. We talked about him on Tuesday. He wore 51, but 52 is another weird number. I don't know.
Yeah, CC Sabathia,
Oh yeah, for the
Yankees.
Yankees and the Indians.
You got Roy Halladay
Yeah,
with three
that's
A's.
weird. I don't know when he would have worn that.
Yeah, that
He
might be
was killed
wrong.
in a plane crash.
Don't
He
say
was
that.
flying solo, crashed in the ocean. He
Oh
won the
wow.
Cy Young. That wasn't that long ago, and he didn't die much longer. long after he retired.
Wow. He was just trying to have fun.
He was I don't know that he was playing around, but he was being risky with his plane above the ocean in Florida, I think it was, and either got too low or something and crashed and died.
That is scary.
Yeah,
And then Doyle Alexander,
yeah,
multiple
yeah.
teams. NHL, we
Ah,
got two. Adam Foote,
oh yeah.
Avalanche, and then Jonathan Erickson, Red Wings.
Okay, good. Yeah, 52. I mean,
It's a linebacker
people
number.
like their numbers. Like, I mean, my favorite number is 14, and then my second favorite number is 19. Your favorite number is what, 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so,
If I were in the NBA and if my favorite number was 25 and it was taken, I'd probably wear 52. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Same. That's how
Yeah,
Dirk.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how
They
Dirk.
revert. That's that Dirk ended up with
Yeah.
41.
Yeah.
So because his number was 14, but to each his own. But some of these numbers are just like, oh,
Yeah.
what, like Mookie Betts, stud
Yeah.
player for the
Where's on
Dodgers,
what?
wears 50,
That is
and
weird.
Jason Williams, that guard for the Miami Heat and whoever else he
The
played for,
Nets.
was awesome. But and he wore 55. That's
Yeah.
normally for a big man. It's just weird.
Yeah. I don't know.
Um, so there you have it. The updates World Cup. Sammy is totally into the World Cup, and frankly, I'm getting into more of the ambiance of the World Cup, the things surrounding it, because
Uh-huh.
the play on the field is
It can
Terry
get.
is 12 and 18. I like those numbers, Terry. Uh, the play on the field is just boring. Now
Yeah.
I listen to it in my office in the background. I'm not watching it, but when those announcers get excited, I'll flip it over. But the problem is they get excited about most everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, but the World Cup is quite the spectacle.
And it's gonna get even more entertaining. We got the knockout rounds coming. That means better teams will be playing better teams. We're not gonna have DR Congo going up against Spain.
Yeah, I mean today is June the 25th. That World Cup doesn't end till middle of
It's
July.
July like 20th or
Yeah,
19th. So
yeah,
it's a long tournament.
we have a long, yeah, and all of these videos, my wife, my precious beautiful wife, loves to send me videos of these guys coming from over from other countries that say, "How in the world?" Like I just saw one before I came over, a guy, Sonia told me about it, but it's a Japanese fan who was standing. You may have told me about this too, but standing on the interstate where we have the mixed masters and
Yeah.
thing, and he's like, "What is going on
Yeah,
here, huh?"
I think the same thing. If I come from Japan and look at that in Dallas, I'd be a little surprised too. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's funny
and
seeing
then you
them.
think about us going. I'm not a world traveler. I've been to Canada, Mexico, and that's it. But going to a place, we've got some friends right now that are in Rio on vacation, and they'll people love to travel,
Hmm.
and a lot of people. But we probably have the same in reverse. We're like, wow, look at how little those streets are, and
Yeah.
they're cobblestone and
Oh, I
bricks,
went to
and
Iceland and it
oh
was
yeah,
like just completely different. Just
yeah. And you say, wow. In some
weird.
ways, you might like. I mean, people might like the simplicity
Yeah.
and the ease. But these fans, we're going to talk about a lot of things today, and we want to get to the local story that I think applies well to a national perspective too. But before we get to that, these fans are just instilling in Americans a newfound patriotism.
Hmm.
The mainstream media is so abhorrent and so deplorable and so disgusting that if we're not careful, over time we start to have this negative perception and feel for our own country when in fact we're the greatest country on the planet. And so here comes the World Cup, and all these fans are reminding us of how just great it
Yeah,
is.
and it only helps that USA is actually playing some good football. So
Yeah.
we got all that.
I'm gonna slap
Oh,
the
soccer.
holy you know what
What?
out
Did
of
I
you.
say
Don't
football?
call it football. You
No, my
lost your
bad.
dang mind.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
Soccer.
that shirt you showed me. Somebody raised up
It's
their
called soccer. It's
it's
Christian
called
Pulisic.
soccer.
It's Christian Pulisic, Captain America.
It's called soccer.
Called soccer.
But speaking of that, let's cue up the USA chant
Okay.
video. You guys have seen the Viking chant, and what do they say?
No,
Boom.
they tap on a drum, they go boom, boom,
Boom.
row. I
Row.
don't know if
Okay,
they
yeah.
say row, but
And
they
then when you
row.
see 1,000 or thousands of people doing it in unison, it is just sweet. So Sammy has a video here of converting that into what we should be doing about our own country in our sporting events and anywhere else. Let's play it, Sam. It's awesome. that not let go, let go. Where's that? So
I don't
that's
I don't know, but I was gonna say, and the players, it's not like they're on a break or something's going on. The players are playing soccer while they're doing that.
yeah, I mean that's
So,
the thing about soccer. It's never ending
yeah,
cheering while they're playing, but that's instead of doing the rowing, that's clapping over the top of their head, but they're doing the same it's the same idea. It's just incredible. And Sonia and I were watching TV last night it and watching our videos and of these things, and it's just amazing to me how and these foreigners are saying, "What is wrong with you guys? And what's wrong with your media?" I mean,
yeah.
they will say. One guy last night said, "I've lived in my entire life. He's probably a little bit older than you. I've lived my entire life believing because of the media that America is tough and down and blah blah blah." And he says, "I come over here and it's just the opposite." And I think that's true of all these people who are saying America is the place I want to. One guy said, "I'm moving my whole family. I'm coming." He's an English guy
This
in London. He lives in London. And his wife and his kids were there. And he said, "We're coming to America."
Yeah, this guy named Bob. I don't know if they
Yeah.
call him Bob or his name's actually Bob. He's from Japan, and this dude might stay here. He might
I mean,
live here.
I can imagine what that must feel like. So, the World Cup is just picking up steam tonight. The Americans play. Who'd you say?
They play Turkey.
Turkey. I don't know why they added the
Yeah,
I,
I.
but
That's what they call it.
yeah. So tonight, I believe it's like around 8 o'clock,
9 p.m. 9 p.m.
9 p.m. America, which hasn't lost its first two. And if we win tonight, then we'll really be positioned well.
Yeah, we've already made it to the knockout round, so tonight's kind of a
Take it easy
take it easy
night.
type of
Yeah.
game. But we play July 1st against Bosnia, first
I
knockout
wonder
round
where.
game.
You know where?
I don't know where, but we play July 1st.
Where's tonight's game? Seattle?
I
No,
don't know.
I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, so the World Cup is awesome. NBA draft happened Tuesday night. Sammy was all into it like it was Christmas Eve, for God's sakes. So you want to talk about the only thing that really matters, the Mavs.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's not a lot of Mavs fans on here, but if you're a Mavs fan and
Pull
missed the
that down some
draft,
so I can see your
if
face.
you're a Mavs fan and you missed the draft, we drafted with the number 9 overall pick, Morez Johnson out of Michigan.
Michigan. Yep.
Uh, great pick. I probably would have liked somebody else that was there, but it's still a good pick. We picked Sergio De La Rea from Spain.
What do they call him in
They
Spain?
call him Larry. I love that, man. They call him Larry. I don't know why.
Maybe it's easier than saying
Yeah.
Dela or whatever.
I don't know. And then we picked a Tobu Lawai
Toby.
Tobu.
It's
He's
Tobi.
is
Yes, it
there
is.
there's a
Don't argue
U.
with me.
There's a U.
No, there's not.
He's from England.
Lawal.
He doesn't know. He didn't watch the draft. He's from England.
Toby Lawal
He didn't start playing
from England.
basketball till 16. Pretty
Yeah,
cool
and
story.
he looks like a great athlete. He's 45-inch vertical that's almost 4 feet. See, that
Yeah,
means he's standing still and can jump straight up for almost 4 feet.
it's insane. And then
That is, yeah.
last pick is Vsevolod Ischenko. That's
Well,
it.
we need to come up with a Larry type name for him.
Yeah, we got two foreigners and two people from the States.
So,
So
do you feel like the Mavs are set up really well now?
yeah,
I mean, although these are unknown players by and large, I guess the
yeah,
key will be what the Mavs decide to do with Kyrie.
yeah. There's a lot of we still have a whole off season. I really like Masai and Mike. I really
Yeah,
think they know what they're doing. And I tell you what, Morez Johnson next to Cooper Flag is gonna be scary. And how you know how Luca had PJ Washington. Whenever Luca got into scuffles, PJ would step in there and he would do the cross arm. Morez Johnson is
how big
that.
is he?
Morez
Perez,
is
6'9",
6'10",
6'10".
6'10", 255 pounds, and he's the quickest big in the draft.
That's awesome.
So
I
it's
can't
up.
wait. I'm not a big Mavs guy, but and then we had some trades. You know, your boy Lamelo. What's his last name?
LaMelo Ball, yeah, he went to the
From the
Timberwolves,
from the
Hornets.
Hornets to the Timberwolves.
It's gonna be an interesting offseason and year. I'll tell you that.
Yep. So the Rangers continue to be a dull bore. They're 4 games under 500.
38 and
Yeah,
42.
it just drives me
I
nuts. They
haven't
just
even
lost
wanted to
two out
watch
of
them.
three to Miami. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just capture other few things before we get to our big story. The SCOTUS, Supreme Court of the United States, had two opinions or decisions made today. Both of them are big and largely, well, not largely, but in fact, very supportive of Trump's agenda with respect to immigration. So if you get a chance, I don't have all the details, but it's basically saying that people that show up at the border illegal can't just say, "I'm here to file for asylum." They've got to go to an asylum center. And then the other one was that people from Syria and another country um, can't can't go to a. I'm oversimplifying here, but can't go to court and get some whack job judge, which there are plenty of them, including here in Waxahachie, to just say, yeah, you can stay here. We'll let this run its course. So I think that's good for Trump. We started the 250th anniversary celebration started last night in Washington D.C. Trump spoke. It was just amazing. And I've always been patriotic, and I'm a conservative, love this country, proud to be an American. I know you are too, Sammy. I can honestly say I've never been more proud to be an American than today. Even though our country has a lot of problems, we are fighting through them and taking the lead.
Where was he speaking?
Trump,
Yeah.
Washington,
Oh,
D.C.
okay.
last night.
Okay.
Uh, as for the just reference to the America's mainstream media, I would encourage anyone watching, left, right, center, it doesn't matter. What we hear and see on the mainstream media is pathetic, and it's time we recognize that and say, I'm not getting my news from these people. They lie. They're anti-American. When Trump says that the media is the enemy of the people, I believe that in large part, and I believe I can make a case for why the media, why politics, why religion, and why academia are our major fault points in this country. And media is certainly at the top of that list, given its influence and ability.
Yeah.
So I'm so sick of it. I don't know what to do, and I would hope that more and more people just stop watching and paying attention to those people. I mean, you have to decide where you're going to get your news and where you're going to get your information. We want to believe we work hard at it, but the Waxahachie Sun, as it relates to North Texas, Ellis County, and Waxahachie, is the place to go. We don't have any agenda. We're conservative. We're faith based. We have a very vibrant uh, opinion page, but beyond that, we just report the news based on the facts, and we don't lie, we don't mislead, we just tell you the truth, and we offer opinions on the opinion page.
Yep.
So there you have it. New York City is after Tuesday's election results, three sworn communists were voted in, and all three were backed by this
That's
wacko mayor
that's just
Mamdani.
wonderful, isn't it?
So as far as I'm concerned, if the people of New York City want to have their city become the poster child for communism in the United States, knock yourself out. But that stuff ain't going to fly here in Texas. So you can get in your cars, or you can get on the airwaves, or you can do whatever you want to and believe that you're going to spread that crap across the country. But as far as coming to Texas, that ain't going to fly. And but New York City is going to find itself in deep, deep trouble if it isn't already, because these people are seriously insane. And when you say, one of them, that one is abolish ICE, abolish the police department, abolish prisons. It's
Prison.
prison. It's just incredible what these people, their life view, their world view is sick. It's scary.
Yeah, that the
Um,
pri- that prison, that's scary. I
yeah,
don't
it
like
is
that.
scary.
That's a
Uh,
lot.
so I wanted to mention too, Pride Night. We know that's been an issue in Major League Baseball and in other places across the country.
Not for the Rangers, I'll
No,
say.
not for the Rangers. As far as Pride Night or Pride celebrations anywhere, I'm not in favor of that. Just like I'm not in favor of, it being uh, uh, Pride Month for the University of Alabama across the country. That's silly. That's just. I love Alabama and its football and its sports, and I love the state and the city of Tuscaloosa and Montgomery. But I'm not here to say we ought to force everybody to recognize it. So Pride Night is um, taking on less and less supporters from the sports. Baltimore, the Orioles, although having just said that it's losing some steam right night, Baltimore has now hired a drag queen performer to play it at a game, before a game or after a game, and it's just sick. I mean, I don't. And speaking
That
of
is.
that, we got a story here. This is out of New York, a New York school board vice president who called himself the first drag queen elected to a public school board has been arrested on charges of sexual misconduct against children.
She was just sick.
A New York school board vice president who called himself the first drag queen elected to a public school board has been arrested on charges of sexual misconduct against children. Travis Barlungo, 46, was arrested by the New York State Police following an investigation into allegations that he engaged in a pattern of sexually explicit digital communications with a child under the age of 12. Longo, who serves as vice president of the Casanova Central School District Board of Education, faces 4 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. Longo made a virtual federal court appearance on Saturday on charges of receiving and possessing child pornography. Uh, Casanova Central School District is located in the central part of New York State. Investigators uncovered, quote, numerous images and videos of child pornography, close quote, during a search of Longo's cell phone on June the 18th, in, quote, including several videos depicting the sexual abuse of infants that Longo had received from other users of an internet-based messaging application, close quote. So it it's hell worthy already anytime somebody, man or woman's involved in child pornography. When you add the element of infants, that there should be an electric chair right next to this ass's uh cell, and he should be forced to sit in it and let it be a slow burn. This is sick
Well, see
stuff, and
that
you can't see that. I don't know if we, but if you can they see it, Sammy? Can you?
it'll
Oh,
be
here.
hard. They'll have to zoom in.
Yeah, so over here, that's the dude all dolled up in his
It,
stupid drag queen
if you
stuff.
can't see it, it's
It's sick.
hideous.
But that's what's going on in America. And so when the Sun says we got to cover these boards and commissions and councils and all that sort of thing, we take it serious. I want to believe that in a town of 50,000, a county of 200 and something thousand, we don't have these people, but they're out there, and we got to make sure that they don't uh, serve in office. So that leads us to really I think the hottest news story right now in the
Have,
county.
have you seen Escape from New York?
Reminds me of the movie Escape from New York. Samuel, I don't. If I do, I don't remember
Sounds
it.
familiar. I was gonna see if you did, but
Yeah,
okay.
so we should watch it. Thank you, Chuck. It sounds like a lot of people, in fact, more and more Fortune 500 companies and citizens are fleeing New York City. I mean,
Yeah,
I used
I
to live
would.
in Buffalo, the opposite end of the state, 8 hours away from New York City. Buffalo's just the opposite. I mean, it's high taxes and somewhat rigid and all that sort of thing, but it's not, you don't find communists taking over and being in office, at least yet, in Buffalo. But New York City, I mean, why would anybody want to live there? I've been there so many times. I loved the city and all that it offered. Sammy, I know you've been there, but geez, it's just it's sick. Anyway, so there
Sad.
you have it. Matt Zeich. Matt Zeich, for those of you that don't live in Waxahachie or Ellis County, let me first set it up by saying we have a form of government here in our county where we have 4 commissioners and a county judge. That judge is nothing related to the judiciary. He or she doesn't have a courtroom in which trials are held, and there are no law. You don't see any. That's not what this judge means. In other places that I've lived, judge is replaced by either executive or a county commissioner that then has uh, precinct folks underneath them. But in Ellis County, we call it judge. So we have an Ellis County judge, the executive, the kind of like a mayor of a city. The county judge is the mayor overseer of the county. We have 4 precincts and thereby 4 precinct commissioners. We've had a change in some of that given the last election. The newest commissioner is a guy named Matt Zeich. He was about 3 weeks ago from today was sworn in as that commissioner of Precinct 2, which is a swath of land and area that goes down into Ennis, Texas, which is about 20 minutes from here into Waxahachie. So, these precincts are drawn up kind of in weird ways. But Zeich is the commissioner of Precinct 2. Matt Zeich ran on a platform of honesty, ethics, you know, truthfulness, all that, admirable stuff that we want to believe more people than less going into politics have those attributes and characteristics. But the truth is, it's all not always, but often a platform language that these guys run. I'm going to be the best, most admirable, Mother Teresa
Yeah.
commissioner ever. And then we find out something's a bit off. In this case, Matt Zeich, who, by the way, I don't know if it's 3 or 4 times, but set up 3 or 4 swearing, swearing of oath, which is interesting because normally it's just a one-time deal. But
Yeah.
anyway, he's new to the scene of politics. He's a farmer rancher uh, here in Ellis County. The Ellis County Republican Party, which I think is about as impotent as you can be as a party, and as immature, childish, cliquish, uh, ineffective, lousy as it can be. I know they are. I've watched them for way too long. We tried our best to get there to be a change in leadership there. Bank came very close in terms of that vote in May, and yet the person, 77-year-old man who's continued, uh, who has been running the Ellis County GOP as chair, Randy Bellamy, continues. He won. Uh, but we have people involved that are just so tacky and so petty and so, I don't know, all kinds of words. It's laughable. So the Ellis County GOP says Matt Zeich, the next best thing for Ellis County. So they endorse him, support him at the expense of 2 other quality candidates. Those guys are John Paul Deneen and Garrett Bailey. So Zeich wins the vote by 68, or not by 68, but with 68% of the vote. And then, lo and behold, 2 weeks after he was sworn in, we reported last week that he was caught shoplifting steaks of all things. A guy owns a farm and a ranch and produces beef, but he goes into Walmart and not only does the dude bag all his groceries at the self out, what do you call
Checkout.
it?
Self
Check
checkout. Yeah.
checkout. He then takes, reportedly, allegedly, takes the steaks and acts like he's swiping. The swiper is right, the barcode's right there, so you go over and it beeps and all that.
Yeah.
He puts them beside it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's scanning it, but he's not. So Walmart's got
Camera
base.
literally right there.
Yeah,
There's a
well,
camera right there.
that, and they have the best. They've got, if not the best, certainly one of the best forms of face recognition and
Oh yeah.
theft, uh, catching thieves, shoplifters as
Yeah.
any retailer in the world. And Zeich swipes 250, about $250 worth of steaks. They catch him. He says, "I'll run it. I'm sorry, something like that." I'm paraphrasing, or I'm thinking about what that exchange might have been like. And they give him a second chance. Well, he does the same thing again. Same thing. Now, that's either a level of stupidity I'm not used to, or it's a level of arrogance and audacity that I'm not.
It's really hard to, because whenever that happens, I worked at Walmart. They walk with you and they watch you do it, or somebody has eyes on you when you're doing
Yeah, I
it.
mean, somebody probably. I mean, I don't know how that. There's video, and we'll get it at some point once all this is said and done. But the yeah, he had to know people were watching
They're
him.
like, it's the first time, like, okay, I tried it. Like, okay, they got me. I won't do it. Okay. And then he goes back and does it again.
He does it again. So he was arrested last
And
week, charged with a Class B felony. I
he's
mean, I'm sorry, misdemeanor.
how old is he?
He's in his. He can't be over 30. If he is, it's not by much. He has
Wow.
a young family. So he catches. They catch this dude. He gets arrested. We report it. He
Probably
drives
not
us. He was
Terry.
using his truck to go to Walmart, and really, when you boil it all down, technically, using your county anything in that's paid for by the county, if you use it for your own personal benefit or for gain, or in this case, a crime, then it triggers some things. We're working through that so that we can report accurately on what happens next. But he drove his truck there, and he ended up having to spend the night in jail. So that, if that weren't bad enough, um, let's see, what's today? Thursday. On Tuesday, or maybe it was
Mm,
yesterday. Um,
yeah, I think
Within the last 48 hours, say, I get a flurry of texts and calls from our sources out there that have been our sources for a long, long time and that are greatly firmly reliable to tell us that essentially the short version is Walmart went back and to see over time if this guy Matt Zajic had stolen any more stuff from them because uh, the way in which he did this one and that he got caught and compelled Walmart to say, did this guy do more? And sure enough, they found that he had stolen more. So he was rearrested yesterday. He spent the day in jail. He was allowed to turn himself in. It was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was allowed to turn himself in in his police department, was arrested, put in the city jail, stayed there until 5:15 or so last night, and then was released on a $1,500 bond. So he's been arrested a second time for, in this case, a Class A misdemeanor. Now, if you reach a certain level, I think it's $2,500 of stolen stuff,
Yeah.
then it becomes a felony.
Yeah.
Now, if he is charged with a felony, convicted of felony, then he's booted out of office. Short of that, he doesn't have to resign, but certainly if he has a shred of decency in him, he would resign, and we're going to be after him to make sure that he does. Uh, this guy,
Just a
I
bad
don't.
decision. I
It's
don't.
amazing.
Just a
Um,
crazy decision.
it is. Chuck says, was wondering why Precinct 2 wasn't in attendance at the county. But yeah, what's interesting about that, Chuck, and for the rest of you, is that Zyke on my days are so mixed. So yesterday is when he was arrested. Tuesday and Monday, maybe not both days, but I know on Tuesday, I think I'm pretty sure, but just say one of those 2 days, if not both, Zyke was at the budget meetings. He hadn't said a word publicly
I was
about
gonna
this.
ask. He hadn't.
I reached out to him personally via text and a phone call to give him a chance to at least tell me off the record anything that he wants to say, and then maybe we can get it on the record. But he never returned that call. Uh, in these budget hearings and meetings, he didn't say anything to anybody. He's not said anything to anybody that we know of,
It's crazy.
particularly his colleagues on the commissioner's court, about this. And then yesterday, we were at the courthouse. Our team was at the courthouse, ready to watch him be arrested, and of course, provide pictures and the story. But he never showed up, to Chuck's point, so he wasn't there. And I don't think anybody else wants him there, particularly those people that have got to deal with the budgets that are being presented. They don't want some rogue commissioner having anything to do with. I would assume they don't have anything to do with their budgets. I wouldn't want this guy messing with anything I'm doing. So he didn't show up, and then uh, and so, here we are. Terry says, I wonder if he remembered to pick up some AI. Yeah, a lot of folks are coming out with these funny quips and memes and that sort of thing.
I would assume he remembered to get that sauce. If he was gonna steal all that
Yeah,
steak.
you would
I would
think.
assume.
John, if you thank you for the question, John. If he resigns, who was placed on the November ballot? If he resigns, there won't be anybody necessarily placed on the November ballot. If he resigns, or if he is um, forced to resign or taken out of office, because there are two codes that you all might want to look at. One of them is uh, it's not a penal code, so I'm not exactly sure what the code is labeled, but code 87 in Texas state law. So if you look at that, it'll give you a sense of more information than you probably need. There's a penal code 39.02 that you can look at because it talks about how to get this guy out of office, basically. And one of them, if he doesn't resign, wants to stay in office despite all this, then uh, folks can take action. Citizens can take action to make his resignation happen. If if and when that happens, and I believe it's more likely to happen than not happen, then John Ray, the current Ellis County judge, will make an appointment to that seat. If you recall, last year, Paul Perry, a longtime commissioner for the county, passed away. At the time, I think it was, I'm trying to remember who was the county judge. It may have been John. If it wasn't John, then it was Todd Little. Uh, but Lewis Ponder was named to replace uh, Paul Perry. Now, that didn't come on the heels of an election like this one, where there are two candidates who lost to Ike. So John is highly qualified, knows what he's doing. I asked him to stay as county judge, but he deserves to be free of all the politics and move on. He filled in when Lane Grayson, I'm sorry, when Todd Little went to COG. So John will be going away. But until then, when this happens, he will make the appointment to that seat. Now he can choose. I don't. It's probably not fair to say he can choose anybody he wants to. Maybe he can, but John's responsible. He's been the mayor of Waxahachie. He's been our state rep. He cares about the community, so he's going to name somebody that is worthy, knowledgeable, knows what to do, credible, uh, high character, that sort of thing. So we'll see. It is an appointment, and so we don't have to wait too long. The only waiting period we have right now is what is Zeit going to do? Uh, we have a story coming that explains what what kind of what I just said about what happens next. But really, everything depends on what Zeit does. I can't even believe that we're wondering if this guy's going to resign.
Yeah,
I mean, from a young man's standpoint, what do you think he should do?
100% resign. I mean,
Yeah,
if I steal a steak and get caught, one, I'm embarrassed, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you would stay. You
yeah,
did what you did. You got caught. There's no reason to stay.
yeah,
You gotta resign.
yeah. The precinct two commissioner is in charge of a $5 million uh, budget.
Yeah,
I thought it was a little more than that, but I verified yesterday it's a $5 million budget. It's $5, 5 million, or 500 million. Somebody who's been caught stealing from a retailer twice has no business, none, uh, managing any budget anywhere. And so it's just hard for me to fathom or understand why he hasn't already resigned. But we're at the mercy, so to speak, of what he decides to do. If he doesn't resign, then you can rest assured that the Sun, both will report the facts on the news pages, on our opinion page. I or we will be saying it's time. This guy must go. So here's how to make it happen. We'll explain that.
When do you think, just a guess, that he might would say something?
Well, he's
Like
out
what?
of
Like when does that come? You know, like
yeah. He spent the day in jail yesterday, as I mentioned. Got out last night at 5:15 ish.
yeah,
Uh, my I want to believe that he would today, or certainly by the next commissioner's court, have resigned.
okay.
But he didn't between last week and between last
Two
Tuesday,
rests, right?
last Thursday, between last Thursday when he was arrested, and we reported, or last Wednesday, uh, and this week's commissioner's court meeting, which was Tuesday, he did not resign. He didn't say anything, as I said.
Yeah, yeah,
Now he definitely, if I were advising him, I would have already advised him to resign
yeah.
immediately.
I find it
So
very surprising that we don't at least have a statement or
yeah,
anything.
we
I
don't have
find it
anything. We don't
very
have
surprising.
anything.
Yeah.
And if you're watching Matt, you're welcome to call me if you want to keep it off the record. Uh, to the extent that I can keep it off the record, or at some point in the conversation, if I tell you that now we're going to go on the record, voters deserve to know. You want 68% of the vote. Ellis County GOP, which is, as I mentioned earlier, a Keystone Cops organization, didn't vet this guy, didn't do anything but just blindly support him and endorse him, and were giddy about it. And it's just ridiculous. So anyway, Judge Ray is one of the best. I agree with you, Chuck. John Harlan, did John Paul Deneen would take the seat? I'm guessing that John Paul would take the seat, but I can't speak for John. I know John. I think highly of John. I also think highly of Garrett Bailey, who's a newcomer. He's a young man of 42. He's been in our community for about 2 years. Both men are high character men and experienced. So, you know, either one of them would be fine with me, but it's up to John. There are some guys out there. Travis Smith is one of them who I'm certain thinks he's uh, equipped to be a commissioner. He ran for a county judge, got his butt kicked in that, and then he's once run for commissioner and got his butt kicked in that. He need not be anywhere near that court. So I think John. I'm confident that John would take that seat. He wants it, and he ran for it. But so would Garrett Bailey. So we'll see. Uh, Mr. Smith says, wondering why he did it in the first place. I don't know. I think there's some pathological reasoning behind what shoplifters do, and how and why and all that. So, a lot of times you'll see people with plenty of money plenty of resources, plenty of reasons to be happy in life, but there is this addictive nature or something. I'm no Dr. Phil, but something related to shoplifting that people just it happens.
Yeah, I
And
know
you
what you're
worked at
talking
Walmart. All these retailers get shoplifted all the time. Some people do it because of indigency or being poor or what have you. That's still not acceptable. But then there are people who, like this guy, he doesn't need to shoplift. He raises cattle. What are you stealing beef for from Walmart of all places? I haven't been in a Walmart in forever, and I don't have anything to say about Walmart. But I don't go in there. I don't go in any store anymore. I can just shop from if I want to from them online.
Yeah, fun fact about Walmart, if he really, really wanted that steak, really, really wanted it, Walmart can't chase you or follow you if you walk out of the store after stealing something. So if he probably, I mean, probably wouldn't have done this, but if he really wanted that steak, he just grabbed it and walked out the front door.
Hmm.
And their policy is they're not allowed to chase you. They're just allowed to call the police and
Yeah,
go from the video from there. But it that's
yeah.
just insane.
It's Mr.
Go
Smith.
to
It's
Roadhouse,
an odd. It's an odd. Yeah, go to
go to
Roadhouse. I
jump the
don't know.
counter, take a raw sirloin or something.
Yeah.
It's
To
Walmart.
Chuck's message there, I think you have an obligation to in your precinct. Yeah, you do. You
You
have an
do.
obligation to the people who voted for you. You have an obligation to the people in your community, whether they voted for you or not, whether they live in precinct 2 or not. We have problems in our political culture here, and it's got to change. I mean, I'm working my backside off for the last year and a half to address what I believe are serious wrongs in our judicial system here. And uh, there's another column that appears tomorrow, and then two more next week that name these people, expose them, and then an open letter to them for something they did to a young woman who got railroaded, and it's just sick. So Matt Zajic must go. We cannot. Ellis County cannot be known for a guy like Matt Zajic.
And he won 68. And it just makes, I mean, I'm not calling all these people, but it just makes all these people look silly.
It does. And so you
And
look at these people in the party, for example, who went, hysterical over how and giddy over how great Matt Zajic would
yeah,
be in office and
goes and
obnoxious.
steals a steak.
It still is
Just
more than that. I don't know. The thing about it is we don't know of these other cases. We will at some point, but of these other cases that Walmart was compelled to then have him rearrested, what that involved. What was he
yeah,
stealing more meat? Was he stealing, a variety of,
yeah, I would
as Terry
assume.
said, the A1 stock? I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know. So we'll
yeah,
see. It's just a sad story, and we hate reporting on it, but I can assure you, these are the times when you all can determine w- what media is a true watchdog and what media isn't a true watchdog. And I'm not here to slam any other of my peers. I'm not in the business of doing that. I do know that the Daily Light did cover it on page 2 in their most recent edition. There is something about it in the Ellis County Press. I haven't seen the Ellis Daily News, but we are breaking this story, and we broke it the second. I mean, I wouldn't say the second, but after we got the news last week, rather than waiting for the process to take forever to play out, we said we have a report here that a commissioner has been arrested. We're getting the details as we speak. We knew that he had been arrested. We didn't even name him in that first post and said we will report back to you more overnight. We
yeah,
got the confirmation and then we reported it the next day. That's the way it used to be done. I mean, we're not here to protect anybody. If one of my dear friends in this, if John Ray knows this, just like David Hill knows it, and any other person, if they are caught drunk and driving drunk down the street, or they're doing cartwheels in the middle of the street in their boxers, I mean, we're
yeah,
going to report it. We have
yeah,
an obligation to do that. So there you
100%,
have it. All right.
100%.
All right. Speaking of stealing stuff, cue up the babe in New York City at the Knicks. So
Man,
this is a crazy story. So here's a woman. I
it's a really
use
short video. It's like a 6-second video.
a 6 second.
Yeah,
That's all
so
right.
it's
It's
pretty
a
short.
it it I, she's a woman. she's was the head of DEI for JP Morgan. Yeah,
Yeah, sure,
JP
yeah.
Morgan. Uh, Obviously an expand. This is what this chick did in broad daylight in the streets of New York with respect to the Knicks winning the NBA championship. Play it.
What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing?
Play it again.
Yeah.
There you have it. So this is the head of DEI for JP Morgan, obviously a notable company, Fortune 500 company. I'm sick of DEI, so whatever. But it's almost like Matt Zajic is like, I'm going to steal stuff from Walmart. They're going to catch me, and I'm going to steal it again, thinking they won't catch me the second time. This babe goes out on the streets of New York City, dressed in her Knicks gear.
Mm-hmm.
Those were what you saw her emptying. There was a trash can. It just wasn't any old trash can. There weren't that many of them in New York City, but it's a commemorative. If you saw it well enough, it's a blue and orange uh, trash can, and it's got a Knicks logo on it.
Yeah.
And so rather, the question is, if you wanted the trash
Well,
can,
it's a pretty cool thing. I like the trash
yeah,
can.
I mean,
Like
it's not
it's
hers.
yeah,
She's
no, no, no,
stealing.
yeah,
One thing,
no.
she's stealing. Number two, she's littering. But if you want the trash can, and
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting anybody do these things, but I'm just looking back and like you were saying, Sammy, if Matt Zeich had any sense about getting away with what he was trying to do, albeit totally wrong, there are ways to do it.
Yeah.
Not like what he did. This woman, if you want that trash can, why don't you go at 2 in the morning
Yeah.
when nobody's looking and just take the trash can? In this case, if you're going to
She
do it in broad daylight, just take the trash can
yeah, don't
full and
dump
walk off like you're going to go empty it somewhere, and then conveniently
yeah.
forget that you have it and take it home.
Yeah.
Instead, I guarantee you, this woman says, "I'm the head of DEI at JP Morgan Chase or JP Morgan. I am important. I make 300,000 dang dollars a year. I I'm 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 fireproof. They're not going to get rid of me because of the job I have. I'm just going to steal this so the cameras and people can watch me." And the people in the background were calling her out. Like, what are you doing? Put that back. Making a mess. And sure enough, I mean, JP
She
Morgan
was fired,
didn't.
right? We said
Oh
that.
yeah, she did. They didn't take 24 hours. They got the news. They saw it. They realized it was her. Fired her, and she's out.
Yeah, I
So
mean, deserved.
sayonara. Uh,
Deserved. I don't know why. I like the
uh,
trash can. If it was a
um,
Mavericks trash can, I'd be intrigued, but
well, I can tell you right now, you steal anything,
no,
you're going to be
no.
fired from the Waxahachie Sun.
No, but dumping
Uh,
all that trash on the sidewalk and just
yeah,
walking away
it's
like,
ridiculous.
yeah.
All right, there are a couple of things I wanted to tell you guys. How about this story? Now we're talking about technology here. California deputies use a magnet-equipped drone to disarm a knife-wielding sex offender hidden in a garage.
California deputies use magnet
Magnet
equipped
equipped. So yeah, so they put a magnet. Now
to
they're calling
disarm.
it a drone. So when we think of drones, we're thinking of the flying drones and that sort of thing. I did see a picture.
Is it like a small thing?
I don't know a drone.
I would assume it's a
Here's
small one,
another
right?
in the same story. The Sacramento Sheriff's Office flew a drone into a 30-year-old suspect's cluttered home and used it to disarm him.
Yeah, it had to been small.
So that may be I think that's the same story. Yes, same
Yeah.
story. It, so now we have technology that says, okay, you got a gun, you got a knife, we're going to fly a drone up to you with a high-powered magnet, and that sucker, I
Just
can
put it
picture,
above his head or something, and it
I
just
get it.
no.
Well, you don't have to be right there on top of it with this high-powered magnet.
Yeah.
Like an MRI
Yeah. Oh,
machine.
yeah. I can,
Remember we had that story, that guy was standing next to an
and
MRI
he
machine
got
with a,
killed, right?
yeah, he had on a
Yeah.
chain and sucked him into it and killed him.
Yeah.
So now we have technology that says we're going to use these drones. If you've got a knife, say you're holding somebody hostage, that thing comes along. Now it may strip this guy and whoever he's holding or whatever with all their metal jewelry, but
Yeah.
that's how they disarmed him. Uh, um, so I
Pretty
found
crazy.
that
Pretty
is pretty
crazy.
crazy. So, all right, Sammy, cue up the how about Kamala Harris? We have had a segment on our agenda here for months, it seems like, and it says, I'll tell you what it says. It's in our he said segment, which we don't ever get to in our show, which we're not going to get to today. But it says, let's go deeper on this. Let's revisit who we think would be the ticket for President of the United States and VP for the GOP in 2028, which I think we know what that is. That would be Vance Rubio, and then the Dems in 2028. So Jeff and Sammy and I are working on this, compiling who we think would be the ticket. We all agree on the Republican side, but we have our different views on the Democrats. And obviously, Kamala Harris is one of these people that presumably is going to be on the ticket. I don't know if she'll make it, but she's going to be running for president in 2028. So, in case you didn't get enough of Kamala, back when she was running and her beautiful, eloquent, articulate word salads, we got one for you. So, Sammy, let's play it.
He knows that already. He knows everything. We got this masterpiece.
So then what's your case for hope then?
You know, I believe that when we feel powerless, we are powerless. And when we feel powerful, we are powerful. We each have light inside of us. And we need to know that that is what inspires our hope as much as anything external to ourselves. And when we feel that and not allow an election or an individual to dampen that light, and instead let that light kind of carry us, in particular through moments of darkness, that we not only act on that hope, but we inspire that hope in each other. It is so important that we not only have hope, but that we understand that that should be a verb, which means that hope has to go hand in hand with action. That hope combined with the action will result in us winning the midterms, and that we will also understand that that hope is consistent with a commitment to the fight for equality.
Oh my God.
There you have it, friends. You know how much I care about you whenever we're willing to show you such eloquence and such quality use of the English language, such articulation. Don't you miss it? I mean, I hope Kamala runs, and I hope in a way she gets enough steam so she stays in longer than the first time she ran, because she was booted out quickly rather than being appointed like the last time as the candidate. But that
I don't know what she said.
I don't know what she said either, but I now have a need for my THC drink or Valium or something. That was
Dude.
absurd. So there you have it. You had to have a dose of Kamala in your life
And that
today.
guy's face, what's his name? Don Lemon?
Tammy says, "Oh my, stop, what?"
That guy's face was Don Lemon.
Don Lemon, yeah.
Just
So
sitting there, just
Don
like, what are
well,
you?
he's as dumb as she is, and
Yeah.
he probably walked away thinking, "That
It
is
was
such
beautiful.
brilliant. Oh
Yeah.
my God, this woman's got to be the next president." Can you imagine the United States under the direction of a President Kamala Harris? There ain't no dang. I'm moving. If that ever happens, I'm moving, and I'll
And
move.
we're
I'll
being
move
for
to
real.
Tijuana.
And we're being for real. We're not acting like a left that's saying, I'm leaving this country,
Yeah.
but gets a one-way ticket to anywhere, and they're staying here.
Sonia, if Kamala Harris wins, we're moving. And we can come back and visit. We can take Beckham with us.
Going to Spain so
but-
I can watch my boy De La Lea.
Yeah, there you go. All right. We got one more video, right? So Sammy, my wife and I have two Chihuahuas, Binks and EJ.
Oh,
and
yeah.
one of them, Binks, is what they call an applehead. So Binks looks like a football linebacker, low to the ground, bow-legged, that kind of, don't mess with me, I'll bite your finger off. And I got the scars that prove it. We love him. We lost our big dog Maggie a year and a half ago, and we still mourn over her loss. Binks was right there with her, so we loved Binks. And then Maggie died. He didn't have his big sister with him, so we got EJ, which is what they call a deer head Chihuahua. Binks weighs about 11 pounds. EJ weighs 9 or so pounds. Binks is dark black or dark brown, tan, got the the eyebrows that like glow in the dark. EJ is sand color, light sand, almost white. He's a deer head, which they look like a little baby foal, not foal.
Deer, right?
Yeah, like a little doe,
Yeah,
deer,
yeah.
fawn. That's what it is. Little baby deer, long legs, more like a
Skinny.
wide receiver.
Yeah.
And they got distinct personality, all that sort of thing. And we love them. I mean, we love them like they're our kids. Well, Sammy feels that way about his dopey cats.
Mhm.
I ain't a cat guy, so we got what are their dumb names?
Nico and Simba.
Yeah, okay. So all cats do just think they
No.
run the earth, knock stuff over. They shed everywhere. They tear up your claw, your the
Yeah.
furniture, blah blah
They
blah.
do. They do.
They sleep on top of your head and all that. So Sammy loved this because there is a cat. What do they call him?
I don't know what they call him.
All right, so
I
we're
forgot.
gonna play you the video, but this is
but-
a cat that tell it.
He predict the owner gets country flags, World Cup countries that are in the World Cup flags, and it tells the cat to pick one, and the cat will put his paw on one, and if I'm correct, the cat has not gotten one game wrong.
All right, well,
which is crazy. So
let's see this beast of an animal in action.
see it. Let me put the.
Joining us, Linka. And thank you so much for coming to us all the way from Northern Ireland. You have a cat that's going viral. So give us the backstory here and tell us how you decided to have Billy the Cat pick games and your
Billy the
reaction
Cat.
to his consistent wins. He hasn't picked a loser yet.
Right. Good morning, America.
Oh, dear
Hello
Lord.
from Northern Ireland. From early on, we noticed that Billy's a very, very smart cat. He's very good at communicating his needs with us, and he knows how to tell body language. We'll give him,
Get to the point,
from
lady.
when he was just a kitten. We asked him, "Do you want turkey or chicken?" He was able to pick his favorite, and then we'll just put either, does he prefer we have rice or noodle for dinner?
Okay, lady.
And then he was very, very helpful. And one day, I came home with a bag of flags and just trying to play around with him. And the workout started, and we just thought, why not? We started to ask Billy for his predictions, and we don't have any expectations. And this was just for fun, for banter, and he made some of quite an unexpected predictions, and that's how we got started.
Lincoln, need a quick answer here. Do you?
All right, if a man would have told that story, it would have been, watch my cat. He's a genius. He knows how to pick World Cup winners. Watch. Anyway, so there you have it, Billy the Cat. So thank you for being here today. That's all we well, we actually have more, but we don't have much time. What am I supposed to do?
Nothing. Watch USA Turkey tonight, 9 p.m.
Yeah, where'd they end up? Turkey's always been Turkey for my 65 years on this earth. Now
No,
all of a
you've
sudden
just
they added
been-
an eye to
You
it.
just haven't been culturized.
Culturized.
You haven't been culturized.
That's
Turkey.
my boy with it. Speaking of word salad,
Turkey.
this is Kamala Jr. right here. But anyway, so thank you for being here. We really enjoy you. We appreciate you. We value you. We'll be back next Tuesday. It'll be Sammy and me again next Tuesday. Jeff's still out of town. We are sponsored by Hoosier Custom Meats in Italy, Texas. Speaking of ranchers and farmers, I guarantee you these people are not at Walmart buying steaks. These are wonderful people who make and raise great beef. So check them out. Hoosier Custom Meats in Italy, Texas. You can see their information on the screen. So anything else, Sam?
No, I think we're good. Thank y'all for being here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We'll see you on next Tuesday. Don't write a check you can't cash. Bye-bye.